Sunday, January 18th, and today it's like currently 2:13 p.m. and it's a clear day, no wind, 5 miles or less, although it is extremely freezing. It's only like a high of 19 or something like that right now. So in any case, I'm gonna drive out to a couple old bridges. One of the bridges is on Wakatomika, Girl Scout Camp Road, Wakatomika Bridge. It's the bridge that growing up when I was a junior and senior in high school, me and a bunch of buddies would go out there and we go out there and jump off the bridge in the summertime. So it's been years since I've been out there. In fact, probably the last time I was out there was probably 20 years ago, if not longer than that. So hopefully the road's not bad, and just go out there and maybe take some photos. There's another bridge on Frampton Road. It is not a bridge we jumped off of because it was more of a traveled road, and it didn't have any like openings in the side of the bridge to jump off of. And it's cold, but it's not windy, so maybe get my drone up and fly it, get some aerial photos of these bridges, because who knows, it's 2026 right now, and who knows how long things are going to be around for. I'm starting this video journal or diary or whatever you might call this, just taking more videos of things, because there's so many things here in the last few years that I've seen just like completely just go by the wayside. History is just, things that you took for granted are no longer here now, and there's nothing that you can look back on. Yeah, sure, there's people have memories and talk about it, and there's pictures floating around that you can probably find, but there's nothing like that you have within your own family. So I guess I don't know, I'm at an age, I'm 43, going to be 44 here in a month. I'm at an age where I want to capture a lot of this stuff. And even though my boys right now, who's a senior and a freshman in high school, even though Bryson and Brantley, hopefully one day you're looking at this, but even though you're right now thinking like how ridiculous this is that I'm doing this kind of stuff, I was in your same shoes at your age, and now that I'm 43, 44 years old, I wish I would have captured more and seen more and been able to see all this stuff in videos today. Technology was there back then, but not like it was today. Heading east on US 62 towards Martinsburg right now. These are my old stomping grounds, these bridges and whatnot. So on the left is the Route 62 MX Park, motocross park. They're always busy on the weekends, year round. To the left here is Cat's Tires. It used to be Will Foam Tires. Every other small rinky-dink town in the U.S., Dollar General pops up. Jamie and I were married in 2003, and that year, that summer, we bought a house here in Martinsburg. Actually, we lived the first 5 years of our married adulthood here from 2003 to 2008, right after Bryson was born. It's this white house right here. That white house right there, that was our first house. I built that barn, or I didn't build it, but I had people build that barn in the back. They put the fence up and everything since. It's the house that Jamie and I first purchased right before we got married. I moved in like a couple weeks before our marriage in November. So for 5 years, it was a good home for us. Old, it was built in like 1890, I think. It was a 2-bedroom, but the bedrooms were upstairs, and it was, you'd walk up the stairs and you would be right in the first bedroom, and then you'd have to walk through the first bedroom to get to the second bedroom. So really it was just only 1 bedroom for us, because the first bedroom that you walked up in was like a desk, and I built a closet in there. And then downstairs there was a living room, there was a dining room, and then there was the kitchen, and it was just 1 bath, 1 full bath. That's all that was there. Beginning of 2005, I did build a laundry room on into the back of the house because Jamie was, we were talking about if, you know, we lived there and she got pregnant, she didn't want to walk, because the only access to the basement was out the door outside, down the steps outside, and she didn't want to walk down the stairs outside, so I built a laundry room on the back, tore the deck down and built it right where the deck was on the back. It was just a stick built, no foundation, no block foundation. I started it as soon as the weather broke, and a little help from my neighbor, my dad, and I don't know who else pitched in, but we got her up, and that fall, because there was football, and Josh, Jamie's brother, was in football, and I remember her going to a football game. It was raining that night. She went to a football game to watch him while I was doing the linoleum in the room. So that was like all October probably. So actually it wasn't until like October, maybe early November, when I was finally finished. Anyways, right now we are heading down 586 South. This would eventually run into 146 heading towards Zanesville. It's currently, I'd say we're heading towards Fallsburg right now. Drove this many years ago when I worked third shift down at Lear Corporation in Zanesville. I think it was like 2004 time frame.
Two-lane road, paint crack white, elbow on the window, dust in the light, a radio low, names on a sign. We keep on passing places that used to be mine.
Alright, so coming up here on the left is Girl Scout Camp Road. This is the road that the bridge is on. It was a gravel road. Like I said, I've been down it years. But take this road down to the first bridge. This is the bridge that we'd always come down and jump off of. And I'm hoping that the road's not too bad.
Now we're just driving, nowhere to be. Time ticking by between you and me.
In fact, I think the last time that I recall ever coming down this road and taking any videos or photos of this bridge was when we lived in Martinsburg. So it was probably around 2006, 2007, because I just got my first camera, my real good first camera. That wasn't really a good camera, but I got a camera and I wanted to start taking photos of things. And so it was around 2006, 2007, and it was actually a snowy day like this. A little worse than what this is today. But I know I had a Ford Ranger at the time, and it was bad. Some of the roads that I took down, like one of the roads that I took, I almost slid and skidded out because the roads were bad, and it was on a paved road. But it was similar to this, you know, with the snow on the ground, a cold day. I think it was probably in January as well, if I remember right. Somewhere around that time frame.
Talking about nothing, like we used to dream, while all of our colors are slipping to gray. You look out the window, I look away. Memories fade, memories fade. Gas station coffee, lukewarm, sweet. You laugh at the fortune folded in.
Here behind this barn to the left, this little barn behind the left, there's a pond. And Jamie and I, when we were dating in high school, we come down here one time, went fishing back there, and had a little lunch. This gate here is where we used to pull off and park, but it looks like now Obviously it's gated off, but this is the barn. So I am going to shut you off here. I'm sorry, this is the bridge, not the barn. I'm going to shut you off here and get ready to get out. This is the barn, Schultz Bridge Barn, 1879. I just have always known it as the Wakatomika Bridge. But as you can see, right in there is where we used to jump out off of this side right here. They've done a lot of repair here, and used to be a lot of writing and stuff on us, and boards are missing on the sides, and that's where we would always jump off of over here down into that water. It wasn't too deep. It's probably maybe 4 feet deep at most.
Bare feet on the gravel road, rust on the rail where your name was carved. You laughed as the dust kicked up, said race you to the water. Sunburn on your shoulder blades, cut off shorts and your brother's shirt. We climbed past the warning sign, hearts louder than the crickets. We were swimming in the creek where the world ran slow. You were spinning in the shallows, hair wild, cheeks gold, jumping off the covered bridge into more than we could see. Warm summer days, just a girl and a boy, and the creek holding our dreams.
All this in here used to be graffitied up. A lot of carvings in here still, where people have carved. We put our name on this bridge when we were out here, and like I said, that was like 1998 thereabouts. And I thought we carved it, and we may have, but man, I just don't remember where we carved it at. But as you can see, there's a lot of initials. But right here, these boards right here, I think it was like right here, these boards were knocked out, maybe around this window or somewhere around here, and we just jump out of the edge here. So at some point in time here, they've come in here and they've repaired all these boards, and which is nice. This might be private property, I'm not sure, but let's get down here and take a nice photo of the bridge here. We didn't jump off this side. This side was always shallower. Used to come out of the bank this side a lot of times, but like I said, I think that might be, I know we walked back there when we were younger. Probably goes to a field. Private property, I'm assuming. A lot of years, well, a few years, come down here with the boys when we jump off this bridge. Memories.
1, 2, 3, but I jumped on 2 just to hear you scream. Hey! Your hand found mine in the dark green deep. We came up choking on laughter. We lay on the planks to dry, board by board, pressing lines in our backs. You traced a heart round my wrist, said promise you'll remember this. We were swimming in the creek where the world ran slow. You were spinning in the shallows, hair wild, cheeks gold, jumping off the covered bridge into more than we could see. Warm summer days, just a girl and a boy, in the creek holding our dreams. Years moved on like the water, but that bend still runs through me. Close my eyes and I'm right there. You, that bridge, that reckless heat. We were swimming in the creek where the world ran slow. You were spinning in the shallows, hair wild, cheeks gold, jumping off the covered bridge into more than we could see. Warm summer days, just a girl and a boy, and the creek holding on dreams.
for a drive through the bridge. And then we will turn around here if I can. Yeah, wasn't bad. The road wasn't that bad. I'd probably go that way behind me, the way we just came, and drive up to the other bridge that way, because you can get there from here.
Dust on the dashboard, sun sitting low and kind, snow laid out like clean sheets, fence post in a crooked line, breath in the cabin, little ghost in the air, hand out the window, cold stain, but I don't care. Back roads in bright snow, rolling where the creek runs slow, old wooden bridges groan as we roll through. Cold crisp day, blue sky and a quiet ache, everything feels brand new with this view. Just driving, just breathing next to you. Tracks in the pasture, deer slip through at dawn, barns lean.
I think up here, as we're driving this road, we'll come around a corner. There's like a rock that jets out. It's a sharp call right, it's a sharp turn to the left.
Leaning sideways, but somehow still holding on. Tires hum easy over gravel and ice. World feels smaller, and somehow that feels right. Back roads in bright snow, rolling where the creek runs slow, old wooden bridges groan as we roll through. Cold crisp day, blue sky and a quiet ache, everything feels brand new with this view. Just driving, just breathing next to you.
Greg Mill Bridge. All right. Well, easier exit out of that truck that time. Didn't slip and fall. I had shoulder surgery a few months back, and I just slipped and fell, and that hurt my shoulder again. So hopefully I didn't do any damage. But anyways, Greg Mill Bridge, 1881.
Boot prints in the frosted gravel, breath hanging like a little white cloud, creek talking under broken ice, only thing making a sound. Old covered bridge, red paint peeling, looks smaller than it did back then. Hands in my coat, heart in the past, walking through it all again. Down by that creek, by the covered bridge, cold crisp day, every memory's vivid. You and that wool hat, cheeks all pink, laughing so hard you could barely think. Snow in your hair, my coat on your shoulders, thought we'd stay that way as we got older. Winter air still cuts like it did down by that creek, by the covered bridge.
This one was always, you see the cliffside here on the left. You know, steep cliff, jagged rocks, whatnot. Wakatomika River, I believe. But this one's always been upkick a little bit better than the other one, but right around the same time period, right? And this one's got some nice pine trees and spruces or whatever hanging off the edge down here. Looks like someone just kept coming back each month of 2014. Heck, for all I remember, we might have marked this one up too. On 10/16/1999. I would have no idea where we did it at, but this is the same creek that flows underneath the other bridge. Little creek here. Well, it's a creek, but little run flows into the creek. Big old rocks on the cliff side. Come over here and get a side picture of it, maybe. Looks like they did a new base to it, new footing or whatever in the center. These boards go a long ways across this one. The other one went left and right, so interesting how it was made compared to the other one. The structure, beams and all that, I mean, look relatively the same, but
coffee cheap and bitter. You swore it tasted just like home. Carved our names in the frozen railing. Said this place would guard our hopes. Now it's just me in the quiet water, carrying what I can't keep. Your ghost in every boarded shadow, your smile in every breath I breathe. Down by that creek, by the covered bridge, cold crisp day, every memory's vivid. You and that wool hat, cheeks all pink, laughing so hard you could barely think. Snow in your hair, my coat on your shoulders. Thought we'd stay that way as we got older. Winter air still cuts like it did down by that creek, by the covered bridge. By the covered bridge, cold crisp day, every memory's vivid. You and that wool hat, cheeks all pink, laughing so hard you could barely think. Snow in your hair, my coat on your shoulders. Thought we'd stay that way as we got older. Winter air still cuts like it did down by that creek, by the covered bridge.